You're listening to Voice First AI, the show where we decode how voice technology is transforming business, one smart conversation at a time. I'm your host, Michael. Welcome to an exciting new episode of Voice First AI, the future of conversations. Today, we're going to chat about the amazing ways ChatGPT can revolutionize creative writing. We'll dive into everything from brainstorming knockout ideas, developing irresistible characters, structuring plots that keep readers on the edge of their seats, and crafting dialogue that sounds like it's straight out of a conversation. Plus, we'll share some editing techniques and talk about how AI can be your trusty assistant in the writing process. Just a friendly reminder, AI is an assistant, not a replacement for your creative spark. So sit back, relax, and let's get this conversation started.
At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability, ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
True story. The other day, I asked ChatGPT to write me a breakup scene. What happened next was not what I expected. I found myself tearing up. The dialogue was so real, so raw, that it hit me right in the feels. But what really got me was how ChatGPT managed to capture the pain, the awkwardness, and the emotional depth of a breakup. It wasn't just a few lines of text, it felt like reading a snippet from a heartfelt indie film. How crazy is that? An AI writing something that made me feel genuine emotions. I mean, it's like having a robot poet for best friend. And let's face it, we've always known robots would take over the world, but who knew they'd start by taking us on an emotional roller coaster? Stick around, because we've got more incredible insights into how ChatGPT can help supercharge your writing projects. You won't want to miss it. Okay, let's talk about brainstorming. You know that spiral of despair you sometimes fall into when you're trying to come up with new ideas and nothing seems good enough? What if I told you that AI can help you sidestep that trap entirely? Yep, AI can be the ultimate idea generator. Imagine sitting down to brainstorm your next big project, whether it's a book, a screenplay, or a killer blog post. Instead of staring at a blank page, you start with a little help from our digital friend. AI can throw hundreds of ideas your way. And the best part? It doesn't judge. It'll give you everything from the sensible to the utterly bizarre. And sometimes a crazy idea is just what you need to spark pure genius. Let's look at an example to show you what I mean. Imagine you want to write a sci-fi story involving time travel, but have no idea where to start. You could ask ChatGPT to come up with 5 wild plot ideas. And voila, here they are. A group of scientists accidentally travels back to the age of dinosaurs and needs to find a way back before they mess up the timeline. A detective from the future solves crimes by traveling back to the exact moment they occurred. Aliens send humans back in time as their unique form of cosmic punishment. An advanced civilization discovers time travel and uses it to ensure historical events turn out in their favor. A janitor at a time travel research facility discovers that cleaning up the timeline is messier than cleaning up after his coworkers. These ideas are a mix of adventurous, thought-provoking, and downright hilarious. But they're all starting points that could evolve into something truly unique. The beauty of using AI in brainstorming is that it helps you bypass that self-critical voice in your head. You know, the one that says, that's a dumb idea, or that'll never work. Instead, It encourages a free flow of creativity by presenting options without bias. In the world of creative writing, that kind of freedom is invaluable. All right, coming up next, we'll dive into how AI can assist in developing characters that are not only deeply nuanced, but also unforgettable. But first, a quick break. All right, welcome back. Let's jump right into my favorite part, developing characters with depth and maybe a few daddy issues. When it comes to storytelling, a well-crafted character can make or break your story. So, how can AI help you create characters that jump off the page? Well, for starters, ChatGPT can assist you in giving your characters that nuanced backstory essential for making them feel vibrant and realistic. Whether you're designing a noir detective, a fantasy rogue, or an ex-lover, AI can help. Imagine typing a prompt like, "Create a jaded detective with a drinking problem and unresolved issues from his past." ChatGPT can provide you with a detailed description, motivations, and even some sassy one-liners your character might use. It's like having a co-writer who excels at character depth. The beauty of it is you can really fine-tune your prompts to get exactly what you need. For instance, ask ChatGPT to give you a background story for a fantasy rogue. Maybe they're a thief with a heart of gold who's out for revenge against a corrupt king. You'll get a detailed, fleshed out character, complete with quirks, emotional scars, and even a personal code of honor. Or how about an ex-lover scenario? You could prompt ChatGPT with, "Write a scene where two ex-lovers meet again after years apart, both carrying their own emotional baggage." Watch as it crafts a scene loaded with unresolved tension and layered emotions. Because when it comes to characters, being relatable is key. Your readers want to see themselves in the stories they read. They want characters with flaws, dreams, and idiosyncrasies. AI helps you quickly create those intricate details that make characters feel real. It's not just about what they do, but why they do it. Their past experiences, their fears, their desires, all of these elements come together to create a character that feels authentic. And the more real your characters feel, the more your readers will connect with them. So whether it's a hard-boiled detective, a chivalrous rogue, or that complicated ex who haunts your protagonist's dreams, AI can help you bring them to life like never before. In the next segment, we'll unpack how to structure your plot to make sure your character arcs are as compelling as the characters themselves. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, folks. I'm Michael, and you're tuned into Voice First AI, the future of conversations. Now let's get into how AI can help you structure your plots without losing the plot. Pun definitely intended. Whether you're using the time-tested 3-act structure or the ever-popular hero's journey, AI's got your back. These frameworks might seem rigid, but AI can help you breathe life into them, making sure your story remains engaging and coherent. Imagine having a digital assistant to help keep your plot on point from the inciting incident to the climax and resolution. It's like having a GPS for your story's journey. Let's break it down. Take the classic 3-act structure. Act 1, you set up your story. Act 2, you throw in all sorts of complications. And Act 3, you wrap it all up. Simple, right? But here's where AI shines. It can help you brainstorm the perfect setup, introduce compelling conflicts, and ensure a satisfying resolution. It's like having a co-pilot navigating the story arcs with you. Whether it's a sci-fi thriller, a historical drama, or a comedy, AI can suggest plot points and even lines of dialogue that elevate your narrative. And who doesn't love a good hero's journey? This structure has been the backbone of some of the most epic tales ever told. With stages like the call to adventure, meeting the mentor, and facing the ultimate ordeal, there's a lot to juggle. AI can be your secret weapon here. Imagine asking ChatGPT to outline a hero's journey for a romantic comedy. You'll get stages stocked with situational comedy, emotional highs and lows, and ultimately a love story that resonates. AI can suggest when your characters should meet cute, encounter setbacks, and finally find their happily ever after. Just to illustrate, let's walk through a romantic comedy outline with the help of ChatGPT. You start with the inciting incident. Maybe our protagonists bump into each other at a grocery store, argue over the last pint of ice cream, only to realize they're neighbors. You then move to the rising action where they start getting to know each other. The midpoint can be a big revelation. Perhaps one of them has a secret that threatens to ruin everything. During the falling action, they try to sort through their issues, and in the climax, they either make up in a grand gesture or decide to part ways. And finally, the resolution where they either end up together or have grown as individuals. Each step of the way, AI can offer scenario suggestions that fit within this structure while keeping your plot fresh and engaging. Now, why should you use AI for structuring plots? The benefits are huge. First, it saves you an enormous amount of time. Plot setups that might usually take days can be brainstormed in minutes. Second, it helps you stay organized, mapping out every beat so you don't lose track of important plot points. Lastly, it offers you a fresh perspective. Sometimes you're so deep into a story, it's hard to see the forest for the trees. AI can offer new angles and twists that you might never have considered, keeping your story dynamic and multi-layered. So if you're stuck or just need some inspiration to get that plot tight and flowing, give AI a spin. It's like having a plot guru ready at your beck and call. Trust me, you won't regret it. Coming up, we're diving into crafting killer dialogue with the help of AI. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Be right back after a short break. Welcome back, writers and wordsmiths. I'm Michael, your host and voice. First, AI, the future of conversations. All right, let's talk dialogue. You know, those magic words that can make or break a scene. It's time to explore how you can use AI to make your characters sound more like real people and less like robots reading from a script. First up, techniques for prompting AI to generate human-like dialogue. You want your characters to sound natural, right? One way to achieve that is by giving the AI more detailed prompts. Instead of asking for just a conversation between two characters, set the scene, mention what just happened, their emotional states, and what they want out of the conversation. The more context you give, the more lifelike and compelling the dialogue will be. Let's say you're writing a scene where two friends are having a heated argument over a betrayal. You could prompt ChatGPT like this. Generate a conversation between two lifelong friends where one reveals a betrayal and the other reacts with anger and sadness. The setting is a quiet cafe. Watch as the AI crafts a dialogue that brims with tension, raw emotion, and authenticity. All right, let's roll up our sleeves and dive right into the nitty-gritty of editing with AI. Picture this. You got a draft. It's okay, but it's not quite knocking anyone's socks off. Enter AI, your new editing sidekick, ready to turn that meh into magnificent. First, let's talk techniques for using AI in the editing process. One of the coolest things AI can do is offer suggestions for improving grammar, style, and even the overall tone of your writing. Imagine having an assistant who's not just nitpicking spelling errors, but also suggesting ways to make your sentences pack more punch. Whether it's tightening up your phrasing or making sure your narrative flows smoothly, AI is like having a team of expert editors at your fingertips. Now, let's get a bit dramatic with a fun comparison: the before versus after edits. Take a snippet of a story, for instance, raw and unedited. The sky was really big and blue. She felt kind of sad, but maybe a little happy too. Meh, right? Now let's run it through our AI editor. The vast cerulean sky stretched endlessly above her, mirroring the bittersweet melange of sadness and joy that swirled within her. Boom! Isn't that a world of difference? The AI adds depth, color, and emotion, transforming ordinary lines into something truly captivating. And it's not just about fancy words. AI can enhance suspense, emotion, and the overall quality of your writing. Let's say you're crafting a thriller. Your draft scene might read, "She turned around and saw someone standing there. She screamed." All right, not bad. But check this out. She spun on her heels, her breath catching in her throat as a shadowy figure emerged from the darkness. Her scream pierced the still night air. Feel that chill? That's AI turning your suspense dial up to 11, adding layers of tension and fear that keep readers hooked. So whether you're polishing a novel, tweaking a screenplay, or just want your blog posts to shine, AI can help elevate your writing from decent to dazzling. Up next, we'll unpack how AI can assist in structuring your plots to ensure your narrative arcs are compelling and cohesive. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short break. All right, folks, let's get real for a second. There's a lot of buzz about how AI is going to replace writers, but I'm here to tell you that's only half the story. AI is like that super helpful, but kinda nerdy friend who's there to assist, not take over your creative genius. Think about it this way. AI is your trusty sidekick, your assistant in crime-fighting word dilemmas. It won't replace you, but it might make you write like you actually had a good night's sleep. And let's be honest, who among us creative types couldn't use that extra boost? Now let's talk about what this means for you, the writer, the true creative genius, your unique voice, your perspective, your way of weaving words together. That's irreplaceable. AI can't manufacture your quirky sense of humor or your deeply personal experiences. What it can do, though, is handle some of the heavy lifting. Need to break through writer's block? Bam! AI to the rescue with fresh ideas. Struggling with dialogue? Shazam! AI suggests lines that sound like real human conversations, not robotic gibberish. So here's the kicker. Using AI means freeing up more of your brain power for what really matters, the creativity only you can bring to the table. You get to focus on your big ideas, while AI takes care of those tedious, nitpicky tasks like grammar checks, plot suggestions, and even character backgrounds. Trust me, everyone's a winner here. In conclusion, don't look at AI as competition. Look at it as a valuable collaborator that can help you bring your most ambitious projects to life. In the end, the pen, or rather the keyboard, is still firmly in your hands. So go ahead, embrace the synergy, and let's see what amazing things you can create. Up next, we'll dive into the nitty-gritty of editing with AI, so stay tuned. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Voice First AI, the future of conversations. We've covered a lot of ground, from how ChatGPT can jumpstart your brainstorming to creating memorable characters, structuring plots, and even polishing your dialogue and editing your drafts. Remember, AI is here to help you unlock your creative potential, not replace it. You're the heart and soul of your writing. And AI is just the sidekick cheering you on from the sidelines. Now, if you want to dig deeper into any of the resources or examples we've mentioned today, don't forget to check out the show notes. Everything you need will be right there. Thanks for tuning in and spending your time with us. I'm Michael, and this has been Voice First AI, the future of conversations. Keep creating, keep innovating, and I'll catch you in the next episode.